Hey everybody, welcome back. Check out the bridge. It's not done yet, but you know, trucks are over here doing things, right? Extending it out quite a ways, I think. Pretty good so far. Almost over to the other side. We got a little bit ways to go here, but we're going to connect these two up. And I think that's going to be pretty sweet. We're also going to get this connected with this land as well. So we'll end up basically seeing no water here, and I think that'll be kind of sick. Now you're noticing there's a lot of trucks going on over here, and that's because we're putting in this wall. So the wall was always a plan. It stops this from falling in and being very uneven on the side here. But the thing about this is that you can't place these things. You can't place a wall until there's something to place it on or within. So I couldn't just start this in the water. It wasn't going to work. So now that we're getting this going and it's starting to get some good progress, I'm going to go ahead and start laying this in. And we can also start digging this a little deeper all the way out this way until we get to about here. This is where our pipes are going to come out right here. So all the pipes that we'll have that are going to be underground and we're going to want to connect to get all of this stuff hooked up to all of that stuff and everything that we do over here. If we want to transfer any resources between these two places, we're going to do so with underground connections right over here, and they'll end up coming out, I think, probably right over here. So all of this is going to get dug up, and the pipes will get buried all the way under here, okay? That is the tentative plan. But to make this nice and clean, we're going to place this wall here. And once we do that, then we can go ahead and mark this area to be mined instead. So I can just kind of do this right here, for example. And then we can get this to be +1. Probably need this to be like this. Here we go. +1, like so. And it'll kind of be all the way out here. You know, like we're going to eventually go that way with it. But for now, I'm just looking for a clean edge. I don't want to like trap cars or trap trucks and stuff. But if we go with the ramps, let's see. How about we flip you? I'm having a hard time getting it to... There we go. It wouldn't listen to me. Okay, I wanted to listen. Listen. Here we go. Down this way, and then finally straight to +1 there. So we'll kind of extend the ramp that way a little bit if we can. Okay, so yeah, that's the game plan. Yeah, and it also comes all the way over here. So this video might be just a little bit, I want to say disorganized, probably. I'm going to try to stay focused. I've got a couple of things I want to do. I want to spend most of my time over here. But before we do that, I want to address something over here. So we are going to get rid of these anaerobic digesters. This is not the way I want to play this, okay? Now the compost is in here right now, and that's cool and all. I'd like to get it maybe taken over and dumped into this tank if possible. So kind of hoping the trucks will get on that. We'll make it a P1. We're going to change what this tank holds, okay? All of these pipes are going to go away. Yep, I'm changing things up again. Oh, joy. Don't you love it? Huh? Come on, tell me you love it. Tell me this is exactly what you thought was going to happen. Let's just Unity these. I need these out of the way fast. All right. I'd also like this to get out of the way, right? Like, I'd like them to tear this down, but kind of being really slow with it. Remove, and maybe remove here too. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I've added another tank over here, and I'm going to tell them to fill this up with fuel gas, and I'm hoping that they'll take and come over here and draw this fuel gas out of here, and that will be their method of doing that. That's what I'm really hoping for anyway. We've got the mine control tower with these two yellow trucks. That's pretty good. We're also going to want to get the trucks over here. We're going to give this another extra yellow truck as well. And the mine is looking pretty good. They are starting to mine deeper into this little mountainside here, so everything's going to start falling in, and that's completely fine. Going to keep going that way. It's completely fine because the coal is also coming in off the boat. Right, so we're not as dependent on the mine itself, which is really nice to find that coal on the map over there. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to build that. I'm just going to get rid of it. Okay, so here, I said I wanted to spend most of my time over there. Let's focus on this first. So what we have right now is a system where corn goes forward, wheat comes over here and everything's peachy. However, sometimes the belt gets backed up. Maybe we are not using all the corn we have, and so the belt has nowhere to go, and so it can get backed up all the way over to here, right? What I'd like to do is use a lot of our extra supply to provide additional compost. You can see we don't have a whole lot of fertilizer. Most of that has to do with the fact that the fertilizer conversion is expensive. 36 compost per minute to 48 fertilizer per minute. And this is organic, of course. I can make the other stuff, and I will be making the other stuff. It's just going to be happening over there. But for now, with the organic stuff, I kind of like it being over here and like it is. So what I'd like to do is utilize the space on this side of the bridge to sort of plan up a long-term plan, I guess, of processing extra crops, because I'm not done adding farms. Despite what some have said, I do not have too many farms. I don't have enough farms, because what I'm going to do requires a lot of farms. But for now, we have too much supply here. So what I would like to do is something like this. I'm going to grab a small loose storage. I'm going to place it right here. Yeah, right here. Then I'm going to place another one here. Right, so 2 more loose storages. Now, here's why we're changing. The formula for the anaerobic digester is going to take 7.3 wheat. That's cute. It's going to turn it into 0.7 compost. It's also turning it into fuel gas. A lot of fuel gas. I don't need that much fuel gas. Okay? In fact, I don't want any fuel gas over here at all. It's just clogging things up. So 7.3 wheat to 0.7 compost in a minute roughly translates to 11 to 1. I think it actually is exactly 11 to 1. The way this converts anyway. And so that's fine and all, right? 11 wheat to 1 compost. Like, okay, cool. Let's check out the mixer, though. So the mixer's formula actually involves a 2-step process. The mixer is going to take the 60 wheat, turn it into 36 animal feed, and then the 36 animal feed gets turned into 33 compost. That's basically 60 wheat to 33 compost. That's a much better conversion rate. It just takes multiple steps. We also have corn, which is a much better conversion. Even still, it does almost double what wheat does. So we want to use corn for the animal feed if we can, and then send the animal feed over to be, to compost. So that's what I'd like to do with this little area. We're going to set up mixers instead. I'm going to plan for the possibility of needing 2, but I probably only need 1. For now. I'm only going to build 1 for now. So we're going to set this. I guess we'll just line it right up. That's fine. We don't need any water, so I can... Well, let's give myself room for, like, planning ahead, right? Maybe something we do later will require water. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pause that. So this current compost tank, which is not being emptied still, kind of annoying. Maybe we'll upgrade it. This is going to end up being an animal feed buffer, okay? Again, I'm really hoping that they bring it somewhere else, because like they can clearly bring it here. Like there's a lot of room over here in this one, so just go bring it there, please. But these 2 tanks, what they're going to do is they're going to serve as additional buffers, right? So this has a priority out to this direction. We always want wheat to do this, but in the event that wheat can't go that way, we don't want you to sit here stuck on the belt. That's gonna clog everything up. So what I'd like you to do instead is head into this tank. So extra wheat will now go in here. Now for the corn, we need to set up a balancer. Now I know it would probably look really good, but the balancers actually can't butt right up against these. I kind of wish they could, because that'd be cool. But they can't. And so since they can't butt right up against these, we're actually going to put it right over here. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and cut this little section of pipe, conveyor, whatever. Cut this here. And we're going to instead stick a U-shaped balancer. This is fine. Or do I want it here? We'll do it here. I'm going to put a U-shaped balancer here instead, okay? And just reconnect it right there. Okay. So what this is going to do is if the stuff is backed up all the way past here and you can't go anymore, you're now going to take the supply and bring it into this tank. So this is going to be corn. Corn there. Wheat here. Okay. We don't need any imports. We're good here. Okay. Now, here's the extra problem, though. If it's backed up, this is going to redirect it this direction, but it could also be wheat coming here, right? We don't want wheat in here. So we're going to put in another U-shaped sorter, and we're going to flip it this direction. And we're going to say probably goes right here. Okay? So an extra U-shaped sorter here. And then what this does, we go ahead and connect it there, and we'll go ahead and connect it there. Make sure that this is the priority, and go ahead and deliver. Now, what we're going to do with this sorter is we're going to sort wheat. This is now a completed little system here. So what's going to happen now, wheat comes in here, and you're like, uh-oh. Now, it did that because we're already backed up. This belt was backed up. It couldn't go anywhere. So now it's not, because now the wheat's getting redirected this direction instead of going that way. But this is exactly what we wanted to avoid, wheat going in this direction. This is the priority, but it still went this way because it couldn't go that way. So I think you can imagine what we're doing next. This goes into here. And now we've set up a system where we have the ability to pull additional resources that we want to use for fertilizer off of this belt without having to worry about cluttering the rest of it down the line. We give this huge buffer zone for food by having this long belt. It kind of serves as storage as is. And so like food is going to still be very prioritized. But if it's really backed up all the way back to here, then we're going to start pulling corn into this. And I think you'll find over time as we expand to more fields, so this one here is full. It can't do anything. We can't store any of this stuff. We got to get it out of here, right? See this long belt? We got to get this out of here. And so what I might do is upgrade this, although I think that's a bit of a waste just because eventually this is going to get itself sorted out right now. When this is full, which is basically right now, we'll now see the wheat get deviated or get moved over to this tank like that. So now we have the ability to sort extra supply off of the same belt into these two tanks. So what we're going to do with the U-shaped conveyor is we're going to send this one here, and probably we'll go ahead and have a belt head this way, but I don't need that yet. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and connect it directly here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't you going to get corn and wheat in the same belt? Yes, I am. However, the formula for this is very straightforward. It's a direct conversion of supply. So 60 wheat, 60 corn, makes animal feed, kicks out animal feed on the other side. So this thing is just going to keep taking resources until one of them is maxed out. Then it will process it and then continue to take it in. It's a very simple, low-cost solution to converting this into compost a lot more economically, because we don't need those extra resources. We don't need the fuel gas and stuff to get in the way. You know, now that I got this tank out of the way, I kind of wish I had put that over, but I built it before that tank was destroyed, so it's okay. We'll go like this, and then I'll, you know, maybe plan that, but we don't need that built, right? So whatever. So let's go ahead and build this, and I'm still waiting on enough resources to actually build the mixer. Got to be getting close, right? It's the red part. It's honestly lots of construction. There's so many things being built right now that you know, these guys are going to take a lot of parts with them. So and to be honest, they might even be on trucks right now heading this direction. If I put this as priority, then the trucks will just do it. So once this processes animal feed, it's going to be doing it very fast, right? This is going to give us 66 of it in a minute, which is a month. And then the wheat here is going to give us 36. The processing that happens on this side is just a mere 6. It's not going to be able to process it as fast as it needs to. So we kind of need to change things up over here a little bit. Now, I don't need to do it now, but eventually I will need to do it. And I most likely will be a pain in the ass to do it, I think, once this tank is full. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do the tank part at least now, because that part's going to be a real pain later on. Because I'll have to empty it out. There won't be anywhere else for it to go, etc. So we're going to take this loose storage, and we're just going to pop it right. We can go right on the edge. Right along the pipe. Who knows? I might want to do something else here. You never know when you want to do something else here. And I don't need this extra space, so I think we'll go here instead. Okay. U-shaped conveyor goes like that. And so we'll want to build this tank, and again, we're just going to call it animal feed. We don't really need to designate it, but we can. And then for now, this belt's just going to go back to where it was. I guess it'll go over here, but most likely all of this gets torn down later when we expand this, because again, this is only going to process at 6 per minute. And we have the potential, if we get both of these running for some reason, we're going to have the potential to kick out over 100 per minute. So we'll definitely need more. But for now, this is going to be good enough. All right, so our recipe for this is going to be corn and wheat. So we're going to click the wheat, and we're going to click the corn. Both recipes are active. And again, this is just going to bring in resources until one of them triggers, and then it will just use whatever that is. So this single belt can also be mixed resource because it's not depending on other resources to combo it, right? So this is going to keep working. Now, it's going to go into this loose storage, but this is still designated for compost. So we're going to have to change this to animal feed. And just like that, it goes in. Cool. Now, the final step is getting that animal feed over there, right, to get processed on that side. And that's pretty easy because we already have a belt right here to do it. So all I need to do is get this conveyor. I'll just go this way first just to ride alongside this. Although I may want to expand my, my bakery stuff. If I do, though, I can always just hop this on the other side of this conveyor belt. It's not a big deal. And then we'll connect it to this conveyor up here like this. And this is now going to send all the animal feed all the way where it was going anyway, okay? If we need any more, then we can get more. Now, this truck is definitely trapped, so we'll go ahead and recover that. I'm not sure what you guys are doing. You don't have a job. That's what you're doing. So see how this works? With everything being backed up this far, right? This is going to have to come this way, but then it gets sorted again, and it finds its way into the correct location. So hopefully now we can find, you know, that we'll clear this belt, this huge backlog we have, and we can put that stuff to work and doing something really good. Now, it's a good chance this animal feed is going to fill up. At least in the short term, this tank's going to fill up. But remember, this one over here also needs to fill up before it actually, you know, matters. And so it's going to start receiving it now. Because it's, you know, it's got a lot to do on the sending there. But yeah, so now we're going to hopefully start processing additional compost. Now, obviously, with one processor, not going to do enough, right? We're definitely going to need more than one processor on an ongoing basis. What I think I might do for the build here is I think I'm going to do 3 here like this. I'll end up, I think, doing... Temporarily, I could do it this way. I think what I'll end up doing is having a row of 3, a row of 3, and a row of 3. So we'll have 9. If it doesn't fit, then at least 8 with 2 more here. And then 8 of them will be processing, which still technically is not fast enough for what this can produce. If I get both of them running at full speed. I highly doubt I'll get that in the short term, though. That's why I'm not going to build all these right now. But you can see I'll work on the sort of the design here, but I'm pretty sure I can get it to be a row of 3, a row of 3, and probably a 2 here with belts that feed and go down this way with animal feed, and then they feed in one side, comes out the other, and, you know, I think I can fit that in here. And then if I need more, well, I've got this area here too, right? But the cool thing about this, and I want to get animal feed, right, is if we start producing more animal feed than we can produce, or than we can process, which is kind of what I'm insinuating here, is we can use that spare animal feed on actual animals, right? We're going to get chickens and stuff running. So I'm looking for that later. But in any case, this trade is way better than what we were doing before. Because you can get a lot more animal feed this way, and therefore a lot more compost out of the same resources. You know, it just takes time. And I suppose I could always boost this to have it go even faster, but... Okay, so we looked at that. That's set up already. I don't have to deal with it anymore. The bridge is done, or at least getting done. You can see this is starting to get built here too, which is nice. We can start getting the walls extended with it. Not quite high enough. Not quite enough on that one, but we can get that one done. Okay, so over here, this is where I want to spend the majority of my time. You can see they've already got some of these done, but, you know, like I said, they're just constant construction. I am making, okay, I actually don't have enough workers. Hang on. The thing is, like, I can't get any more workers unless I... Let's pause some of these buildings. We don't need all of them running. Let's pause 2 of you. Let's pause 2 of you. You know, you guys aren't even doing anything yet, so just pause all of these for now. You can pause these for now. I'll share with you what we're doing here. This looks a little different than when we logged off before, so I want to just cover what's changed, but also there's a finalized master plan here, or a near finalized master plan here that's in motion, and I want to take you on the journey with me, okay? I guess the first thing I changed is I moved the coal boiler, right? It used to be over here. I've now moved it over here. That needed to happen to make room for some other stuff that's going to be here. I was going to place a giant water tank here. That was going to be cool, but I've decided not to. We're going to use this small water tank instead, and it'll be holding water. Now, I've had a lot of comments related to the large storages, so I wanted to talk about the economics of this really quick, because I think some of you just flat out don't understand it, okay? A couple of things. Yes, these tanks can directly connect to these cargo ports, okay? They absolutely can. If I go like that, right, you can see that. And I could totally have done that if I didn't want to also have oil stored here that came from these two, right? Clearly, if you want them stored from all of the supply, you gotta connect them to all the supply. Now, the next thing is we're not really using the oil faster than these pipes can deliver it. So it is actually faster for me to have this connected this way because, one, we can feed it from all of these instead of just, 2 of them. But the other thing is that, again, as long as you are feeding it faster than it's going out, you're going to build up a supply, right? That's all that really matters there. Now, the second thing is some have stated that I should be using these big ones instead of multiple small ones. Okay, so if I come over to, let's say over here, all right? Here's a good example. Now, of course, I made this before big storages were existing, right? So this makes more sense. It's understandable. I had this before the big storages were a thing. But let's say, hypothetically, I wanted to make this right here. I didn't have this, and I was wondering, I need like 2,000 oil storage right here. What would be the best way to go about doing that? Now, you might think, well, obviously, you'd want to use this one because it's cheaper or something, right? But it's not. It is not cheaper. Now, what it does is it takes up less space. That's the only thing you gain with this, is less space occupied. That's what the advantage of the big tank is. It is more expensive to build this. Let me show you why. This tank, the level 2 storage, when you are going to go ahead and build it, it costs 30 gold parts. Okay, 30. So if I was going to build 3 of them, that's 90. If I was going to build 6 of them, that's 180 of them. You might think, 180 gold parts, that's expensive. Why not use the big one? All right, well, the big one is 90 red parts. Guess what it takes to make 90 red parts? Can you guess what the cost is to make 90 red parts? It's 180 gold parts. That's what it costs to make them. Right here. You spend 6, you get 3. This costs 180 gold parts to make. The same as building 6 of these fluid storages. But it gets more expensive because you also have the steel associated with creating the red part in the first place, the power that was consumed running this building, the labor that was consumed running this building, and the time it took to do it. 3 steel for 3 parts. It is more expensive to use this storage than it is to use 6 of these. Period. That's just the way it is. And you don't even gain any ins or outs either, because 2 rows here would have 4 inputs and 4 outputs. What you lose by using this is the flexibility in positioning. So if I come over here, you can see I have 3 level 2 storages here, and then it comes through here, and I have 3 level 2 storages here. Why not use just one big one? Well, because I have this operation to burn wood in the middle, and I want to make sure that I'm not burning all my wood, so I have 3 storages on this side for a buffer to make sure I can provide to my industry, and I have this side as a buffer to make sure that, well, if I'm, backed up here because I can't process the wood fast enough because I've got too much of it, at least I have a place to store it. Could I have gone in and made a fluid storage right here, a big one, unit storage right here? Could I have done this? Absolutely. I would need 2 of them because I cannot connect them all there. So I could do one big one right here, right? That would be fine. And I would gain absolutely 0 advantage for doing so. So that is my case for this. You only need to use a big storage, level 3 storage. You only need to use that if you're looking to save space. There is no reason other than doing that. So here, for example, probably could have gotten away with 6 of the little ones because I have a little bit of extra space here. But this one nested perfectly. It fit there, and it looks better, right? It's just one big thing that just has this look to it, right? I like that. I do. I think it's great. But again, it's not cheaper. It's more expensive to build that. Okay? Okay, hopefully that clears it up because it's like this thing I heard a lot. I was like, why not use the big ones? Why are you using small ones? Because I'm thinking with an economics mind and I know which one costs more, okay? That's why. The red parts should be built with things that require the red parts, such as the low pressure turbines, such as, I think, the cooling towers. Yep. Such as these ponds, right? You should spend them on the things that need it. I may choose to use these only for the sake of the looks. I may choose to do that. But currently it's paused, so that doesn't matter. The other thing that's cool about using many different tanks, like over here, for example, is you get the same amount of storage space, but you choose how you occupy that space. So I can do it in a straight line, for example, and instead of not having any room for it, I can just nestle it right here in this little creek here, right? Plus, visually from a distance, I can see that these are emptying, to where visually from a distance on the big one, it's a lot harder to tell where it's going, right? What's going on with it. So hopefully that clears that up. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully that clears it up. These belts are starting to get spaces in them finally, so that means we're finally getting to the point where we're emptying our farms. Feels really good. And hopefully we can have more fertilizer for doing so, although it doesn't look like we have any at all in here. So I'm kind of like, ugh, on that, right? We need to process it faster. See, this is backed up. But it's not that bad because this isn't really receiving it as fast as it used to. So I think it'll be okay. We're going to leave that alone for now. Let's talk about over here. So we got a power arrangement sorted out here, right? We're getting power put in. This feels good. Gonna be nice. We've got these 2 high pressure turbines built. They are gonna feed directly into this low pressure turbine, which eventually will get built. And then I have another one here. Hang on. Let's bring this pipe for low. This is depleted steam. We're going there with it. And I should actually set something up as well over here. I should do something a little bit different here. Yeah, if I do it this way, I actually won't need to upgrade this pipe. We'll have both pipes coming in like this. And then what I want to do is a pipe balancer. That's actually sufficient. Yeah, that works. I don't need to worry about that. So we'll have the level 2 pipe then head this direction. And then this can go in like that. We save a little bit on piping costs by doing that too. This will be the priority out. So the steam will now visit the cooling towers first, okay? If for some reason it's overloaded, I don't know why it would be, But if for some reason it's overloaded, I'm going to put in a small one. I don't think we need a big one here. I'm going to put in a small little stack, and I think I'll put it on this side right here. There we go. And we'll just connect this with a simple... Well, we might as well just allow it to come through here. It doesn't really matter though, right? No, it doesn't really matter, because this can only take 60 anyway. We'll just allow it to build up and get backed up in the pipe. No big deal. Okay. And obviously that's the priority. So what we want to do here is we want to make sure it's only building the right one first. So we'll pause that. These two are going to feed into that one. These two feed into this one. And then there's this one. Might be wondering what the heck's going on with this. Talk about that in a second. All of this is mostly set up. We're just waiting on basically, I guess, one little port here, but since this is full and it can't unload anyway, it doesn't matter. We have 7 workers. I really need more population, don't I? I'm going to tell them to upgrade this housing district. I really don't want these houses here, but I don't think I have much of a choice at this point. I could maybe go build the neighborhood somewhere else, but it doesn't make sense to do that when all the food is heading into here. So yeah, we're just gonna have to let it go. Let them do their thing. I'll put this as a P5, and then I'll tell this one to upgrade as P8. And we'll see if they, again, they should prioritize. Never mind, I'll just click it. All right, so this will give us higher population. I'm going to unclick the water saver because I don't think I need it, and also the overloaded trucks. That's just going to keep my Unity high because we're going to be using a whole bunch of it. So assuming that we can get the parts, which that's a pretty major assumption. Anyway, so what I'd like to do here, right, we have a lot of pipes going everywhere, and there is organization to this madness, I assure you. It doesn't matter whether you know it. It's all that matters is that I know it, all right? It's definitely organized. So what's happening here? All these resources are heading this direction, and until we get this final row completely done, that includes this one, until we get that done, both of these resources are not technically being generated fast enough to keep the boilers running consistently. So we'll have to look at that. Now, currently, we have this massive buildup of carbon dioxide and also exhaust, and that's the thing that's really stopping us from being able to do things. So let's address that first. This needs a place for the steam to go. So does this. We have a pipe that's heading right through here. It comes up like this. We're just going to go ahead and connect you to the same pipe here. There we go. And then this pipe is actually running through this whole thing across the top of here, and it stops right here. Yeah. See where this is going now? This is going to raise up to level 3 and cross in front of this. Nope. One more space over. There, and then over. Yep. Cross on top of this. Get lowered down like there. Yep, and then over. And now this pipe will feed the low pressure steam from all the way over here over to here and start up that turbine. Okay? So we're going to be generating power there for that. Now that 2 of these are done, we can go ahead and do that. And I think we can probably just leave that alone. These are gold parts for the most part, I think. Yeah. These are all gold parts, so they'll just build when they can. And we're going to leave these 2 off for now. Well, we're going to be feeding the high pressure ones. We're going to be feeding this the extra steam we have coming to the very end of this this chain here, okay? So we're going to see that the steam is going to end up going that way, but it will also go this way. On this side, it's really only feeding basically these 2. So we need 9 steam to have these go. So I don't think we're going to be robbing that much of it. We're going to take a pipe here, level 2, and we're going to go across like this. Leave it up to height 2 so the trucks can do their thing. And then we're going to drop it low. Yep, like this. And I think we'll go in and connect them up like this. So we'll do that. Then we'll do that. And we'll do that. Then we'll switch and we'll do that. All right. Let's deliver all of this if we can. We can't have the parts, then we can't have the parts. But deliver all that if we can. Now this is saying that it doesn't have anywhere for the steam depleted to go. That pipe is changed direction. All right. Depleted steam will now go into here. And we'll start processing it. And we're going to get water for that, right? Now the water for this is going to go back over there, right? So the water for this, we're going to say it's 12. Yeah, so I only need these little pipes here. So we're going to take you here and we're going to raise you up to level 2. And we're going to stick you on that pipe right there. There's a pipe that's going over top of this, right? We're going to do the same thing with this, although we're going to have to come out first and raise up. Yeah, so I'm going to have to go out because this thing's too close. So we'll have to go up here and then over. Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? The smokestack is like right in my way. We'll play it like this. Maybe this will just be fine. And we'll feed that direct into here. That'll be fine. All right, so we have a place for the water to go now. Hang on. Pause. Are you going straight up? Yeah, you are. Let's not do that. I don't need you to go straight up like that. I want you to go over one first. Yeah, then up. Yep, and then over. Like that. That way you can connect direct like that. Okay, let's go ahead and just have all that stuff built. Now the water's got a place to go. We should start seeing water in this pipe. And this pipe carries it all the way across the middle here. Brings it all the way over. And comes to this pipe here. And then that pipe feeds into here. We can start getting water collected into this tank. Yeah? Cool. Sour water is set up to do the similar thing. The water comes out and it wraps around and goes into this tank. Yeah? Cool. So the final thing is we need to scrub the CO2 scrubbers, right? And these, of course, take water. So we're going to need water connected here as well. It will be 24 water. So all we need to do is go straight basically this way here. And then also carry this pipe. I guess I can't because it's too much of an angle. We'll go underneath here like this. Yeah, that's fine. And connect there. So this connects a water supply to the CO2 scrubbers. Pretty cool. Now, last thing I want to do is I want to make a little change right here. I want to have this go away. There we go. That's fine. I want this CO2 source to head up and go here. And then I want you to flip around. Change direction. So now all the CO2 from these two CO2 scrubbers, all the CO2 is coming up and merging to this point. If I flip this. There we go. The CO2 from the fuel gas burners is also directed this direction. So it's all meeting here. Okay? What we're going to do with that is we're going to drop this down really fast. Probably, yep, right about here is fine. Then we're going to stick a pipe balancer on top of it right there. Okay? We can go ahead and build that. We're then at that point going to take from this side. I guess it could be this side, yeah. And we're going to head up and connect here. That's too high, so let's drop it down a little lower and connect here. All right, so the pipe balancer brings it down, wraps it around, and puts it in that smokestack. So if we have extra CO2, it goes there. But this is for the extra CO2. It is not for the CO2 that, this is not the default location I want the CO2 to go, right? So it's going to start doing its thing now, but I don't want it to do this on a long-term basis. Instead, where I want this to go is I want it to connect to this pipe right here. So I'm going to take you, raise you up, level, I think you're only needing to be 2, and connect you there. All right. This is going to send the CO2 this way. And I'm going to go ahead and make that the priority. Now, why would the CO2 be coming all the way over here, you might ask? Well, inside the waste management area, there's this new thing we have called a gas injection pump. The gas injection pump is essentially going to dissolve this carbon dioxide in liquid and then inject it into the ground. And you can only use this in a limestone deposit. So it literally won't let you place it unless there's limestone. Conveniently enough, we've got limestone right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it down. There is a depth requirement for that too, you can see. So the ground deposit has to be at least a certain depth down. And so I can place it right here though, so that's completely fine. With that placed and built right away, I can now take this pipe and bring it all the way down and connect it there. And we can send the CO2 into this. The last component I need from that though is seawater. I'm gonna rip it right off the pump here, and I'm gonna go like that. Although, if I rip it off of this pipe here, it would actually be cleaner, wouldn't it? It would look a little cleaner, I think. Just take it off of this pipe instead. Yeah, let's just do that. So we'll go like this. We'll go up. Maybe I could do this from this position here. Then I come up. There's no point in going height 2 or anything because the trucks can't go through here anyway. So we'll just ride at height 1 here, go across like this. Yep. And then we'll go underneath. I want to raise up to 2 here though because I don't want to block trucks. So go to 2 at least this far. Yep. And then we'll go ahead and drop her down and stick this pipe into there. Okay? So now what's happening is we're going to send CO2 here. We're going to send seawater here. And then the gas injection pump is going to take care of all of the exhaust that's happening in this area by allowing the endpoint for the CO2 to not be emitted, but rather ground injected into limestone. The end result is no pollution. So this takes 600 units of carbon dioxide and it pollutes at 150 air pollution. We've now reduced this to 0. This emits 72 carbon dioxide, and this also does 72 for a total of 144. And this here will do 72 every 60 seconds. So what we need, as you can tell, is to get another one of these to fully do it. However, these are not going to run constantly because they don't actually get enough exhaust sent to them to run constantly. So because of that, this thing can actually handle what those two are dishing out. And that's my solution for the pollution. Yeah, that's my solution for the pollution. There you go. So we're going to unpause the sour waters. And they should be able to run now. Now they're going to take their sulfur, put it on the belt, right? That's going to get fed over to here. We have limestone being brought in on trucks for this tank. And sulfur is just belt fed from all the stuff that emits sulfur. By the way, this also kicks out sulfur, right? So what we're going to do with that is we're going to tell it to take the sulfur, mix it with limestone, and create slag. And that's all we're doing here. We'll go ahead and maybe pause this one. And then what I want to do is I want to get a loose storage, let's say level 2, and just place it right here. That's pretty fine, I guess. Call it a slag tank, which again, I don't need to actually tell it that, but I just did. And there we go. So now we can assign a truck to this tank and we can tell it that we want to keep it empty. And what they can do with the slag, whatever truck is assigned here, is they can go dump it. Maybe over there. Maybe we want to start this side as well, which I kind of do, right? And so we can use this as, for that over there. Okay, so So I think we pretty much got everything settled. I would like to see this up and running really good. Yep. Looks like we got plenty of power. These things are running. We're going to keep these things, I think, on without auto balance. I want them running as fast as possible all the time. As fast as they're able to anyway, because that takes pressure off of the coal. And then with these things running, what we can do is we can come over here and we can tell these that maybe we want them to auto balance now, right? So maybe I want you to balance, I want you to balance, and I want you to balance. Just gonna draw, we're just gonna use, you know, less resources. This doesn't even run right now, right? So it's gonna have to spin up whenever it's needed, but it's not needed yet. So we'll balance this one, we'll balance this one, and we'll leave these three on too. Okay, so again, we want to take pressure off of coal. And I think that's going to do a really good job of doing that. Now, of course, at the moment, we're most likely not using the cooling towers as good as we could. I need to build more of them. If I get these all running, like this one here, then I think we'll absolutely need, you know, all four of these going. But for now, I think we're okay. I'll go ahead. Let me see. Can I actually build all these right now? I can build all of them right now. All right, let's see how we handle this. Well, I thought I could, but they must have taken the parts. I think trucks picked it up once I unpaused it, but that's okay. The trucks will probably bring it over here now. And then I want to go ahead and unpause these and get these building if I can as well. So we'll just Unity build these if it'll let me. There we go. You need a place to put your output low. I know. So as soon as this is built, then we can test and see if the whole system is working well, which will be really nice. We'll go ahead and prioritize that to be built first. And then we'll turn that on so they can build that. I can stop seeing that eyesore. Let's flip this on. We can get the water going. And then this water tank is now full. So I have a feeling we're going to be getting a lot of extra water. We're not going to be using it as fast as we're making it. And so I like this buffer tank. I think it's nice. I'd like to have an extra buffer tank. And for this, even though I just gave my monologue about it, I think it would look cool to have a big ass water tank right here. Okay. So I think I'm going to make a big ass water tank. And it kind of removes the point of having this one, doesn't it? I mean, this one is just a flow, right? It just flows around. So probably need a balancer then, don't I? We could put a balancer right here. I like that actually. Let's put this right here-ish. Trying to figure out what I would even use it for. Honestly, if I'm using it for the fields, I probably should put it out here, but I think just for the time being, I'm gonna put it like right here. Big ass water tank, right? And then what we'll do is I'll just put a balancer right here. So we'll take a pipe balancer like that, and then connect it there, and then connect it there. Okay. Good, good, good. And let's have that be the priority. But extra water is going to go that way. And you know what? I don't think I need this many pump jacks. I know I don't. Pretty sure I don't. Let's get rid of that one. Just turn that one on instead. We'll just have one pump jack this entire time. I'm completely fine with that. Although I can't do what I want to do actually because that just disconnected me, didn't it? Sure did. That's okay. I want to remake this anyway. So I want this pipe to go across here and then underneath like that. Not quite. Like, yeah, like that and then over straight into there. Huh? Oh, is this a... Did I do like a loose storage? Oh, funny. No. We want big ass fluid storage. That's what we want. Right here. I'm good with that. And it's just gonna be a big water tank. That's all it's for. And we'll use this for irrigation and all that stuff. Like all the extra water will just get fed that way. Because this one's full, right? So this just keeps things operational that need water in this area. But again, extra going over here. And so like right now, a good example of this. Right now, I have enough parts to build 4 of these. I could start this process right now. But I have to wait for the red parts to process. And that's taking a while because you have to wait for them to actually be made. All right, I need this bit made now actually though. If all of these are running full speed, I feel like there's going to be... Oh, there's water buildup. Whoa, wait. All right, of course there's water buildup. Because, like, this tank is full, so we have to push it over here. Uh-huh. Well, that's why the steam has another place to go. It has this way, if it needs to, right? I believe. Yeah. But this way is at least... Yeah, so this one's able to push its water where it needs to. But these ones here are stalled. That's peculiar. I don't need to upgrade this before you say so. I don't. Even though this is full. It's not full because it's too fast of flow. You normally get fluctuations really quick when that happens. It's full because its endpoint is full. Okay. Now we can actually change that, having its endpoint full, if we can get this stuff running more frequently. But at the moment, we're just full on everything. So we're missing exhaust. And the exhaust is... This is missing an input. We're missing inputs. Like, a lot of stuff is just missing right now. And I'm trying to figure out how to pinpoint that problem. Sour water is built up. Ah, it's all sour water. Okay. That makes me feel better. So the sour water is right here, right? But sour water also requires steam. Thankfully, we've got the answer to that. So it only needs 6 steam. So we're going to take a regular pipe. This is our steam pipe. It's running steam over to the water area here. It has more than enough to handle this. So we're going to bring this down like that. And with the steam delivered, we should see the sour water stop being backed up. And if the sour water is going to stop being backed up, then the rest of the resources can trigger. And when the rest of the resources trigger, then we'll have the resources over here, which means the steam can start again, and that'll be great. Okay? So now we'll start seeing the sour water get used, and these should start firing. There we go. All we need is this built, and my master plan is complete. And obviously I need the water tank too, but yeah. And then we'll make salt over here. Now the ammonia, there's a purpose for this too. This is going to start getting full if I don't do something about it. So with ammonia, let me take a look at the recipe for fertilizer. We're going to need to use nitrogen and water to make fertilizer with this. Okay? So we're going to use the chemical plant for this, which is in here somewhere. There it is. And the chemical plant is going to consume only 6 every 60 seconds. Okay? This is going to emit 12 every 60 seconds. And so we're going to need 6 chemical plants, which is fine because we have a ton of fertilizer to make. So we're also going to build a huge chemical operation. And I think I'm going to do that kind of over here. I was going to do it here, but I've realized I need 6 of these now. And I'm not sure I can fit 6 of these in here. Maybe? That seems really difficult. Fertilizer is the only byproduct here. So it just means a pipe. So that might be possible. If I was to go like this. Flip it over so they all line up. That actually fits. It doesn't give me any room for any more of these, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I might actually let that be. Let that be a thing. Let's go ahead and break these ones here down. And yeah, maybe move these slightly. Right? And more like center them a little bit better here. Right? Well, it's not really centered. You don't want to be centered because then you don't have any room on that side, but I mean, we're kind of good here, right? This is enough. Yeah. This will work just fine. So the exterior, it's only 12 fertilizers, so we can get by with something like this. And we can bring it around the outside like that, and go like that, and go like that. And then from here, you would want a level 2. Takes it that way. And then these can all hook up right there. Yeah, that works. And then the inputs, well, they all go right through here. And we just need ammonia, nitrogen, and water. 3 pipe. Three pipes. And can I fit 3 pipe inputs through here, though? That's really tight, isn't it? I feel like I need a little bit more space on the outside, right? Maybe I take away these first, so I just have more room. And then if I just move you up just a little bit, you know? Like, even like this would be better. Because it gives me more room for these pipes to be put in. I think that's better. Okay. Let's take away that. We'll bring the level 1 pipe out to here. And then the level 2 will be there. It's gonna be sticking out right there. And then all of these, again, just go and connect like this. There we go. All done. You're doing fertilizer, and you know what? All of you are doing fertilizer. So to make this happen, we need the ammonia, and I'm going to put a buffer tank for ammonia, I think, right here, because I think that'll fit beautifully. Is this ammonia? Yeah, it's a fluid storage. So we'll put a buffer tank for ammonia, I think right here. Double check that we can actually reach that. We're bringing out 12, so everything can be level 1. We'll go like that and then up, level 2. Then over, straight down. Wait, no, go one more space. Yeah, like that. And then straight down and stick into there. And then you can connect to that. Like, wow. Okay, you can get squiggly with it. I guess that's what you gotta do. Okay. You're gonna connect like that, and you're gonna connect like that. Doesn't look the cleanest, but you can't connect to this one, so it's gotta be there like that. Okay. This is where the ammonia can go. We'll go ahead and deliver this really quick so that this thing can start processing sour water faster. We can start building up our supply of ammonia. There we go. And that'll be done. Ammonia will start heading through. And there it is. Okay. Now I think what we'd probably like to have here, I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to change it because I'm remembering about overflow, right? Overflow is a thing. If you have too much of it building up, you have to do something with it, right? So we should probably do a pipe balancer. It's so small. Like, this area is so condensed, though. Can we fit it? This does actually do exactly what I need it to do. Like, it's jammed right in there. No room needed, or no room left, right? But it does exactly what it needs to do. It brings that there and that there, and it also brings a little bit extra out this way, right? And that's all it needed to do. So I'm happy with that. Okay. That's the priority out. All right. On this side, what we need is the electrolyzer so that we can create nitrogen from that ammonia. God, does this actually fit here? Oh my God. It does. It fits. It fits. It's so condensed. My God. Hey guys, I swear I planned all of this. This is all completely my doing. I swear. You don't have to... Don't believe me? I'm sorry to hear that. Put you here and put you here. Yeah. Also, though, I think probably, since you're not making very much, we can just put you really close like that. Yeah, that's fine. And then you'll go there. And you'll go there. And this will be how we get rid of the excess nitrogen. Or how we make nitrogen, sorry. How we get rid of the extra. Oh, but you need nitrogen, though, don't you? Well, we'll be making it on this side, though. Now, that's a peculiar thing. If you have too much... If you're building up ammonia too fast, then you have to get rid of it somehow. And you don't want to burn it, so you have to process it. The nitrogen can get kicked out and brought back over here into the nitrogen area, though, can't it? So we could route that nitrogen around anyway to provide extra nitrogen. The hydrogen can just totally get burned. I'm starting to think I don't want this here. As compact and as awesome as it was, I'm kind of thinking I don't want this here anymore. I'm thinking I want it to be like somewhere over where we have a little bit more room. This might be better to put it over here instead. And then, like the hydrogen thing, we can maybe just stick that over here somewhere. I'll nest it right here. There we go. So with the ammonia coming through here, it needs to be processed. And that processing is going to require nitrogen. So we're going to burn off some of the ammonia to make nitrogen, but we have to use the ammonia to make the fertilizer. So we need kind of both. We're going to be producing more than we need anyway because it's 12. So with 36, processing here is going to take 12 of it. And then we're going to get 24 nitrogen as a result of that. All right. I didn't think this part through. Right. I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff with you. You know what? Let me think it through. You can kind of see what I'm going for here, though, right? Let me think it through. I'll position it maybe a little bit better. I might move that tank after all. And when we come back for the next one, you'll see what happens. And hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of animal feed as well. I'm still looking at this. I'm not seeing a whole lot happening with that, but you know, I didn't really invest a whole lot in it yet. I am seeing this backed up quite a bit, and this is still kind of full. So, you know, there is a little bit happening there. Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep expanding it as we can. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.